Good morning, welcome back to Everyday Struggle on Complex News. I'm Nadeska here with DJ Akademiks and Star. Good morning, what's going on? We need some energy from you.
Come on, man, wake up, man.
I'm good.
Are you moving in slow motion right now?
Huh?
Aren't you excited? We get to talk about your favorite rap group right off the top. No? Wow.
Yeah, right, man?
I'm good.
The hell?
I'm good, man. How was your night last night? You say you ain't sleep.
I was up late last night on the gram on some bullshit, and I might be getting exposed at some point later on today.
Damn, yo, you too old to be trying to pull a safari. You gotta leave.
Whoa, whoa!
You gotta leave.
Shots already. You see, I was gonna go easy today.
So you watched it? You watched the safari tape or what?
No, but I've seen all the thoughts on my timeline talking about it, and I blocked every single one of them.
Somebody jealous?
No, I'm not jealous. It's just that these hoes are going for the bottom.
You on that blocking shit?
Yeah, of course. I block these bitches.
Wow.
You have to.
I was up deleting comments last night.
Actually, I'm assured. I'm mute too.
Oh yeah, muting is the next level. It's actually the best.
Fuck them.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about the Migos. So Complex, we dropped our new cover yesterday. It's Quality Control. So Migos, Yachty, Coach K, and P. Very interesting conversation. You know, these guys aren't the most talkative, but they did open up about the tough situation they had when they were still signed to 300. Here's what they had to say.
300 was the biggest hurdle. They tried to hold us against our will. It wasn't never no in-house hurdles we ever had, like where it's been a problem. We always be like, dude, what's going on? This is what these folks doing. We got to do this. We going to get this situated. But 300, that was the biggest thing, going through times and situations with them.
Shout out to Jinx for doing such a dope interview. It was really nice to see them open up. Yeah. Were you guys surprised to hear? I don't think most fans could have imagined how much they went through behind the scenes to get to where they are now.
Let's go, Ak.
Shout out to Jinx, but damn, the Migos just skipped the whole Everyday Struggle. They ain't coming back here, right? Yo, but anyway, I think this does shed a lot of light on 300. I've always said 300 looked like they had favorites. And clearly, Leo, who founded 300 with Kevin Liles and Tom Moskowitz, and I mean, Leo now is at YouTube, and of course, Tom Moskowitz got his own thing. But basically, it looked like the favorite over there was Young Thug. I mean, Leo followed him around in terms of interviews. He dropped project after project. I always said, why isn't the emphasis on Fetty Wap, a guy who in 2015 was flaming hot on the label? Didn't seem like he was getting all the attention from the label. All the attention, again, was on another artist. Migos, as well, back then, in like 2015, 2014, they were on Twitter complaining about a bunch of stuff. Yo, we need to drop projects, whatever. Clearly, they couldn't. At one point, they even said they were off the label, and Leo did an interview saying, no, they're not, right? So, doing this interview, now they're on Capitol, they're shed more light to say, we were being held back.
Yeah, they said so. They had Dab Out. That was such a big song, started a movement, and they said, like, look, we couldn't even stream it. They were holding us hostage, which is pretty shitty.
With everything you've just said, I still say pimps up, hoes down. I take the side of the label. You can't have hoes kicking up dust, you know, being disgruntled. Even though it's a different landscape right now with regards to how music is put out at the speed, at the rate. I think that the Migos...
And I think that's the point.
What's that?
I think that's the point, though, right? I think, however, I don't want to blame it on Leo. Whatever they're thinking over at 300 is, clearly the Migos have proved that, yo, we could drop project after project after project after project, and it only helps. Usually labels think, if you put out a project, we're going to focus on this, don't put out shit, right? The Migos basically said that we couldn't put out the Dab joint because we wanted to go with the wave in terms of dropping more music. They wanted to just chill.
Whatever the reason was for 300 not getting behind the Dab song, which was huge, no ifs, ands, or buts. There is a certain, you know, a line of business which, you know, with regards to when you release product, and you can't just let the artist dictate that to you. But, you know, again, the Migos are young, they're hungry. History is going to show us that the Migos made the right move. But I'm sure, even though this is a bad look, it is a bad look for 300. I don't know if they've responded to yesterday's, you know, story already. But 300 will find themselves some new hoes. Yes, I'm calling the Migos hoes. And
why would you say that? They're one of the biggest groups in the world. Like, come on, they're not the Beatles. We established that, but
they will become possibly good businessmen.
You don't think they are?
But they were inexperienced when they were with 300. That's why they signed up, because they didn't have the know-how to do what it is that they're doing now. It's not a diss saying that they're hoes. I mean, everybody is hoeing at some point. I mean, you have to elevate to get to the point where you can become a quote-unquote pimp.
Well, I liked them talking about how they run QC like a small business, although it's clearly huge at this point. They seem like really focused on keeping the quality there and like not letting strangers in. I think that sounds like good business. They're being strategic.
Them naming their album Culture, the labels need to just follow their motto. That's why they're killing it with QC over at Capitol. Again, they're wiping out, and I get what you mean. You put out product for a certain time, but they're wiping all that shit away. With streaming now, people consume shit.
Right.
And I was talking to Yachty the other day, I was like, yo, you guys have like 5 different projects out from QC. Like, and you're announcing like 3 more. Isn't that too much? And it's like, no, people digest the product in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's like, all right, what else you got? So they're doing it the right way. I think some of the labels, 300 should probably take note of that, because Young Thug said he ain't dropping no projects for the rest of the year. And if you follow the Migos motto, you want to drop like 10 projects for this year.
Kevin Liles and Leo Cohen were recently on the Drink Champs. I didn't see that episode. Did they address this situation with the Migos? Because the Migos
Was it a recent episode?
It's a couple of months back, but they did spend, the Migos, about $500,000 in legal fees. So clearly there was some type of issue on the part of 300. And even though I'm respecting the pen over the disgruntled hoe, you don't make somebody spend $500,000 in legal fees unless there's something that is bothering you or preventing you from letting someone out of their contract. That's what they were also talking about, that they could not get out of the contract.
Yeah, so clear they were in the contract, they had to get off and get on to Capitol. Again, this is just a good thing for P and Coach K. I think it shows them to be smarter executives than whatever they got over there at 300 Entertainment, because it's working here.
Yeah.
Do you think that 300 is now regretting the Migos having gotten away? Because, the Migos' core fan base, you're saying that Culture 2 is trash. I mean, I like Culture.
I didn't say it's trash.
Okay,
I say it's mediocre.
I like Culture 2, but then again, I have a very obscure taste. But again, the core base of the Migos, for the most part, is saying, Culture 2 is just all right. So do you think 300 is saying, hey, no big deal, they're gone, we'll get some new hoes, fuck out of here?
Well, nobody would blame the quality of the album, at least I wouldn't, on the label. I think everyone's looking at just the success as a label. Like, everything QC touches, it's turned to gold. And because of that, I'm going to say kudos to Capitol and QC. 300, though, if I look at what's left over there, ain't nothing left. Like, the rest of it's 300 is almost looking like the graveyard. I'm keeping it 100. Yeah, Young Thug and a bunch of like skeletons.
All right.
So
Okay.
Young Thug could put
I'm interested to see the next move they make, because they don't have much else. They have a lot of people who were popping a couple of years ago, but no one in the now.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so Lonzo Ball back again. So Star, last year he shared his top 5 rappers of all time. People were a little bit upset. It was DMX, 50 Cent, Lil Wayne, Future, and Tupac. And now he's sharing his current top 5. We have 2 of the Migos on here, Offset and Quavo. We have 21 Savage, Drake, and Future. Does this list surprise anyone? Should Takeoff have been on the list? Can you just put a group? Do you have to single out 2 members? What do you think of this, Ak?
Well, niggas think real simple, so people are probably fascinated that, oh my God, he left off Takeoff off the list. I just keep getting, I'm always surprised, well, not surprised anymore, but why do people take this guy's opinion about rappers so serious? I understand he's a 19-year-old, and maybe they say, oh, this is how the average 19-year-old thinks, but he's a fucking basketball player. Ask him about his top 5 basketball players. Like, why the fuck I care about...
Basketball player, rapper, right?
He's not even a top 5 basketball player rapper right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, play this. If I get my top 5 basketball player and all I named was, I don't know, like some whack-ass basketball player, nobody would give a fuck, because I talk about music.
Right.
You get me? Again, he's a kid. Whatever he listens to before he gets in the game, he's going to just name. And he probably listened to a lot of Migos, and he probably forgot Takeoff.
I think we already hashed this out last week with regards to why people are even paying attention to him. He's of the now. The NBA is someplace else, and he's getting the light that he doesn't deserve. You're right. He's not even a top 5 basketball player. But people are looking at him.
Or even basketball player rapper slash rapper.
Right. So people are looking at him. It's picking up traction. He's got his list. I don't agree with his list, but at the same time, I'm from a different era.
Do you even have a list? You're still so shady when it comes to naming any artist that you actually like. You always say I'm not a fan.
Let's get that top 5, Star.
Come on, Star. You've been ducking and dodging over here.
Let's get the top 5 going, Star. Come on, give me a 5.
Off the top.
Off the top.
The top.
My #1 favorite rapper.
Yeah.
Killer Cam.
No, okay, what about the now, man? You in the now. You say you know that.
Okay, hang on a second. Number 2, Jadakiss.
Okay.
Number 3, Kevin Gates. Even though he's
We're talking about all time. We're talking current. Are we talking about all time or current rappers?
current.
Okay, because you started with Cam and went to Kevin Gates. Okay.
Kevin Gates.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
got the heat.
No disrespect. No disrespect. I was
You
confused.
threw Killer in there with the current?
You're saying Killer Cam is not current?
I mean, he dropped the program joint.
You were just hanging out with him on some show. You were giving him all types of soul brother handshakes. You're now shitting on him?
Because he hasn't dropped that much projects. You get me? Jada as well hasn't dropped that much projects. Kevin Gates has been in jail for a while.
The program?
So if we're talking about the now.
The program?
That's what I'm saying. That's one. Right? So if we're talking about the now, you're talking about a bunch of people who haven't dropped a lot of projects in the last 2 years.
Okay, if I can finish my list. Kevin Gates, number 3.
All right. Trippie Redd.
Number 4. No.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Shots.
Bali
Taking shots
baby,
at me.
I'm not
man.
hating also
Say
like
again?
Trippie.
Bali baby?
Say Bali baby to the camera. Bali baby. Show us some goddamn respect. No. Number 4, Tupac. Tupac put out so much music in a short period of time. That's why people are still on his dick. The music is classic. And number 5, I have to go back. LL Cool J.
What a list. So Cam,
I have obscure taste.
Jada, Kevin Gates,
Tupac.
and
LL Cool J.
LL Cool J. We finally got it out of him, Mac. I can't believe it. All right. Deep inside of the mind of
Should
Star.
I explain LL Cool J?
No.
You don't have to. You get it. He's a legend.
I thought you were going to give us a contemporary list. You gave us someone who's not even alive.
Kevin Gates is of the now. That's the guy who I'm looking at right now. If I were to say Trippie Redd, he hasn't even peaked yet, and you would sit here and laugh. You would say, Trippie Redd.
No,
I like Trippie Redd.
In
You
all
know
honesty,
this.
I think we were expecting, again, we know you don't fuck with Big Sean, but like, hear a Cole.
We're gonna get to Big Sean.
A Cole, a Drake, a Kendrick. I mean, more current or contemporary artists.
I like to give artists time to see how they pan out after the success goes away. Kendrick is fire right now. Fire. No ifs, ands, or buts. If you want me to throw him in as number 6, okay, Kendrick Lamar, number 6. But I like to look at the body of work. Again, Tupac is gone, and the body of work is what people judge him by. Ask me why Biggie's not on the list.
I don't know if I want to ask you why
You're
you
from
brought
Brooklyn,
up.
right?
Yeah, I'm not sure I want to ask. I'm going to leave that one alone.
I don't think we want to know this one. I don't want to know this.
Here's my list.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for finally sharing that.
You're welcome.
All right, on to our guy, 50
Why Snoop
Cent.
Dogg ain't on the list?
What's that?
I was going to say, Snoop, why are you on the list? But go ahead.
So on to 50 Cent. Now, a lot of people made a lot of money off of Bitcoin in the past few months. That's if you sold before it crashed again. Now, 50 Cent in January claimed that he made about $7 million worth of Bitcoin off the sale of his 2015 album, Animal Ambition. But now, in a court testimony for bankruptcy, TMZ has him on record saying, I have never owned any Bitcoin, period. So is this just 50 flexing again? He's trying to look cool, but get out of his bankruptcy. Yes, please.
Take it away.
50 and I have always been cool. We've done business. He allegedly smashed my cousin's sweet tea.
You feel a certain type of way about this?
I said allegedly. For a while I did, on some sucker shit.
You gotta realize, man, 50 wants to feed his niggas, man.
I have to snitch. You know, 50 has always gotten down like this. I'm sure you call it trolling. Everybody else says, oh, he's a troll, he's a troll. When he first came into the game, there was controversy about Eminem gave him $1 million. Gave him $1 million. And he was running with it. He came to my show, the Star and Buck Wild show, and I think it was 2000 or 2001, I forget, on Hot 97. And I pressed him. I've always been known as the hater, friend to none of you. And I pressed him on the $1 million. Did you get $1 million? He said no. He had some fucking crazy watch flooded with diamonds, and he admitted, he said, I got the watch, which is worth about, I think, $400,000, and he gave me $600,000 cash. So he's always been on that, and 50, I say this respectfully, my nigga, that fugazi shit. He'll let something get out there in the wind. He won't necessarily, deny it or claim it. And I can respect that at some point, but what's going on right now with the courts and the bankruptcy, he's playing a dangerous game. Dangerous game.
Yeah, I think he uses social media and he manipulates people who have bought into the image. That's his whole career. I mean, he started off with Get Rich or Die Trying, and then we saw some huge sales and huge deals, the vitamin water thing. So people already think like he is of the ilk like a Jay-Z, a Dr. Dre, and a Diddy. So again, it's easy to fool the people who are sheep. Right. So again, when he says, "Oh yeah, I made like $100 million off Bitcoin," everybody believes it.
Right.
Clearly, bankruptcy court, they're not into trolling like that. And even then, this is the crazy thing about it, you still have people thinking, no, he like hid the money. It's buried in his mansion. Come on, cut it out. 50 be trolling, and I'm not even mad at 50 because that is a rap game. You usually flaunt more than what you have, and you use the people's stupidity or their them just being able to buy into everything and just fucking finesse them.
Well,
for
we
more
always
money.
talk about how when artists are dealing with criminal cases, they're looking at what they do on social media and they will use that against them in court. Does it not work the same when it's coming to bankruptcy?
No, because when you're dealing with bankruptcy, you have to deal with a trustee, of the estate or state, and that can be real costly. I mean, he got caught lacking on with Rick Ross's baby's mother. Doing some reckless shit with regards to the internet, but then he had to answer for some other things by way of, where's the money? He's stunt up on the ground with all the money. Remember that? So he's playing a dangerous game. It works different when you're dealing with bankruptcy because, again, you have a trustee that has to answer to the judge.
Okay, makes sense.
50's such a master troll, but at some point, like, I mean, you gotta also have a brain. 50's a very smart guy. But once he announced, I think it was like a late night show that he had an $80 million underwear deal for briefs, man.
I missed that one. Shit.
Yeah, I was like, come on, 50. You know what I mean? People bought into it, but I'm like, come on. $80 million for some briefs? I've never seen him mention those briefs again, okay? Shit, I mean, if we follow his Instagram, we thought like he owned like a pretty sizable stake in effing vodka. Apparently it was a minority stake. He sold that and he has a endorsement deal with them. Again, he finds a way how to manipulate how fans think about his money. I don't even have a problem with it. Do your thing, 50. You know what I mean? Just don't get caught up in that bankruptcy shit because again, to what you were saying, he thought and he had said on record he ain't paying Rick Ross baby mama a goddamn dime.
Right.
And they settled from $7 to $5 million. She's still getting $5.
Yeah.
You get me? So I don't know if we
out here paying a hoe. I can't co-sign that one.
So it is what it is.
Yeah, it's a shame he didn't actually buy Bitcoin in 2015. He would have made some good profit this year, but
Respectfully, I would consider him to be a master deceiver. And that's why I don't follow him on social media. I like the guy, but I don't follow him on the gram, Twitter. He does too much for my taste. I mean, I like him, but I can't, watch all that shit, just take left and right turns and, people responding to the troll shit as you just said.
Hey, first of all, any of y'all fucking rappers who come out and say y'all made a hella money off Bitcoin, I'm not believing you. First of all, most of y'all, Twitter was like a fucking huge technological like shocker for most of y'all. Did y'all see 50 when he first got on Twitter? Nigga barely could tweet. Like, I'm not believing that these niggas are savvy enough to know what Bitcoin was back when you didn't have cool apps that you could just transfer money and buy into. When you actually had to know what the block. Nah, fuck out of here, man.
were you about to say blockchain? Look at you, act.
Yeah,
At least you
I'm
know
not
what's going
believing
on.
these. Yo, we gotta stop believing these rappers, man. They be lying too much, man. They lie too much. I mean, I'm not mad at it. I'm just mad that people believe it so much that when you actually say, he's lying, right? They act like you're the fool.
Well, sometimes they're not lying. Sometimes they're just changing their minds, like Big Sean, right? So 3 weeks
God.
ago, stop hating on Big Sean. 3 weeks ago, he announced the Unfriendly Reminder Tour, but yesterday he told us he's actually canceling those arena dates. He says he's been in a deep creative space. He decided that he needs to stay in the studio and stay focused, so he is postponing. He hopes his fans understand. What do you guys think? The timing of this, 3 weeks ago to
I'll let you go first on this one.
Listen, I love Big Sean, but I'm gonna read this as if it wasn't him tweeting it. And it sounds like the message that I've seen from two other entertainers. Tinashe sent out some message like that. I'm not going to go on tour. I need to focus on my music. And Iggy did the same. Usually that screams to me, low ticket sales, shit ain't selling. This is smoke and mirrors.
Bingo.
You get me? And for Big Sean, an artist who I don't consider like the other two, I do feel like he has a solid foot in the game. I'm wondering maybe he just kind of like, he shouldn't be doing arena tours. I don't know. And again, it might be the certain cities he's trying to go in that he can't sell out all of them. And maybe that's not even the case, but I don't believe for a second that he needs to get in the studio and work on his album. Listen, man, either that or him and Janae Aiko going through some problems.
I'm so glad you've taken this path so I don't sit here and look like the bitter hater But with regards to my previous comments, yeah, I don't fuck with Big Sean. He's done nothing to me. Let me say this again.
It sounds like it's personal though. This disdain you have for him, and he's such a
all
nice
of us-
dude. He's one of the most chill
He was
rappers
nice
that
with
exist.
me when I interviewed him again, 2012, I think it was. I just don't give a fuck about certain artists, and clearly nobody gives a fuck about the tour. Listen carefully, boys and girls. Nobody gets a fucking epiphany and says, I'm gonna take 3 weeks off in the middle of a tour. You will get sued by the fucking promoters, the venues, and the sponsors. Big Sean got up on the stage, looked around and said, oh shit, nobody is here. I gotta take this shit down. That's why tours get pulled down, not because somebody's in bitch mode and wants to go back into the studio. Fuck out of here. No, it's just the tour wasn't popular. Who else was on there?
But it was Cardi, I think. Cardi and one more person.
See, we don't even know. No, who was on tour? Nobody gives a fuck.
Listen, what the fuck is he in the studio trying? Unless he's coming up with a Kendrick diss, man.
Stop it.
Give us
This
an
had nothing
album
to do
later
with the
this
studio.
year and next year, but with Sean, man, it's looking funny. You have to defend Sean so much, but he's looking funny in the light. Like, I used to say he's in a, what I call a top 4, but I don't know if I could say that anymore.
For what?
Well, I used to say it's Drake and Kendrick, Cole, and then right outside that top 3 is him.
Oh, shit.
But I feel time and time again he's proven that he can't hang with the boys. You know what I mean? Whether it's, again, maybe the fans are creating this shit, but Kendrick was definitely taking shots at you. You took shots at him. And when it came time for you to respond and dance after you got socked back in the mouth by Kendrick, you ain't want no smoke. You know what I mean? Everything was weak. And then your album was, you get me? So again, you're not stepping up to the plate.
What's the name of the album? Big Sean's album.
I decided.
Don't tell.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
He doesn't even know.
My bad.
You don't know what he gives a fuck.
Well, it got released.
Dark Sky Paradise was an excellent album,
Yeah, that was
though,
good.
right? We can't hate on that. That was a great
What's
project.
that?
Dark Sky Paradise, the album
High
before
five.
this one, excellent
Psych.
album. In like fucking middle school or some shit.
Shot to me earlier.
Great.
Payback. I'm gonna sucker shit today.
15 on 15. This guy. Hey. Okay.
All right, on to-
Yo, Big Sean, man. I'm losing hope, man.
Outta here, Big Sean.
I'm trying to defend you, but I'm losing hope, Sean. You gotta, throw your fans. Gotta be hard to be a Big Sean fan right now. No, real talk. I see you looking at me like that, but you know it is.
Yeah,
on,
no,
Nadeska,
but when you're a fan, you don't do this. You know what I mean?
No,
like, you're supposed to ride with them through the ups and downs, not fucking kick them when they're
but
down.
you want your artists to give you reasons to defend them, and Sean hasn't given much for fans of his to really go hard.
Stop
for.
looking at me like that.
No,
He's
you
just
just
sitting
don't
here
like
trying
it.
to. Yeah, I know.
I'm talking about music. I'm talking about music. He
I know,
just don't like
Star's
it.
just trying to
You don't
instigate
like
her
nothing about him. You don't like his haircut. You don't like
Hang on. I'm looking at Nadeska for the answers. Maybe I've been wrong.
No one's gonna change your mind about how you feel about Big
No.
Sean, which is totally cool.
However, Sean is he seems like a very nice guy.
Yeah.
He keeps to himself. Seems very
I'd say
positive.
super
always helps out the
talented,
community.
very nice person.
Also, yeah,
I don't know
also
what
very
he's going
talented.
through right now, but
It's just that when I'm critiquing Sean, is I want you to box with the heavyweights.
you want him to be his best Sean, because you know he can be.
I don't want you to be in that little B level. You know what I mean?
All right, we'll see
I
what
don't
happens.
want Big Sean to get, and I ain't gonna say the name of the artist, but don't end up like him, where like you were kind of in the
Give
top.
us a name. Don't be on that weirdo shit. Give us a name.
Don't get wild late, man, please.
Whoa, my nigga. Come on.
just being honest.
You just don't leave me hanging.
Nah, man.
You leaving me hanging?
I'm gonna play you on that one.
Sucker shit. You just took a shot at Wale.
If you want to consider it a shot, I think that's
Okay,
just being
okay.
realistic.
All right, on to some more members of the Good Music family. A new signee, Valet, just dropped his single Miami Remix featuring Pusha T. Let's take a look.
I just called Ferrari, told them build me one. 6 months for the wait, even with the ceiling gone. I'm still selling weight, hood rich Pablo won. Narco still lives even with Pablo gone. His and her Chanel Pharrells, ain't no other parallel. 40K to ride this wave, on it like a carousel. Cartier, Collins Ave, Ocean.
All right, so that was Valet. His new EP is out this Friday. It's called Good Job, You Found Me. What'd you guys think of the song?
I've never been on the Pusha T train. I'm sorry. I respect his business hand. I've just never been with him. I'm not feeling this new track. You know, maybe there's something I'm
So
missing.
he's just a feature on it. So it's like this new artist. So
Yeah, but his voice just when I hear it, it doesn't move.
So
me.
you tell me when Pusha T still rapping about him still moving weight, that don't move you?
He's 40 years old. He ain't moving no fucking weight.
He said on the song, he said moving weight.
Not that we have to hang him on every word. It's entertainment.
Yeah.
Just not feeling like that.
Ever? You've never been feeling Pusha ever?
I didn't like the clips.
You didn't like My Name Is My Name?
Hey, Nadeska is a big
Excellent
Pusha
album,
fan.
yeah.
Big Pusha T fan?
He's fucking, yeah, what, if you're gonna hate, you have to give me a good reason.
I've heard all the music.
Right?
I hear everything. I pay attention. Just never move me. I don't dislike him as much. Well, I shouldn't say dislike. I don't not give a fuck about him like I not give a fuck about Big Sean. There's just nothing there for me.
I ain't gonna lie, the Star probably can't name 3 Pusha T songs, but it's all good. Stars don't like that nigga, man. I get it. The track side, I mean, it didn't jump off the screen for me. I guess it's a new artist. His name Valet.
Valet, yeah.
I would need to hear more.
Okay.
I would need to hear more. But this sounded all right. It was good presentation, though.
Is he still running good music, Pusha T?
Still the president, I believe.
President.
Okay.
But we want more music from Pusha. That's what we're waiting for.
Salute-
At least I am, not you, but
Okay.
I would like some solo Pusha music this year.
Salute to his pimp hand. He's 40 years of age and he runs good music. I'm not waiting on new Pusha T music. Are you? Seriously?
Yeah.
Should we just go to the next topic?
I'm
yeah,
pulling you in
I
the
really am. No,
conversation.
I really am. I really like
Okay.
Pusha. I think
Nah, a lot of people do like Pusha,
yeah,
though.
man, his solo
A lot of
projects
people
have been
like
great.
I'm trying to get Nadeska's opinion. I don't want to just hate.
No, he's great. I'm waiting for new music, but it's cool. I respect the fact if you're not into him, it's cool. Maybe you're into this next topic.
Pusha too lyrical. Starting trying to hear about a nigga being lyrical about rapping. Coke.
I thought the clips were garbage, all right? There, I said it.
Damn.
See, you can't just,
Garbage.
you're saying that, but you're giving no justification. Garbage in what sense of the word?
Break it down, Star. Break it down.
Hang on. I'm not somebody that just came in off the fucking street.
Talk about it.
I know, that's why I want to hear your reasoning.
Okay, there's a lot of music that I have heard throughout my radio and media journey. No, I don't remember every goddamn title or every lyric. Some of it I say, yeah, okay, I'm fucking with that. Some of it I care enough about to memorize certain things. It just doesn't move me. I don't have to sit here and ride his dick just because, people think he's still getting it in.
No, not
he
at
is
all.
Getting it in.
You said the clips were garbage, though.
Garbage.
That's what I'm asking
I
about.
hated the clips. I hated the fact that Pharrell, who I used to call Peanut Head, was behind the clips.
Star.
Yo, Pharrell, I fuck with you, bro.
I'm about to try to undo my whole childhood here. Let's go to this next topic. This is Birdman talking to wrap up, telling them that Nicki Minaj is the best female rapper of all time. Take a look.
Was shut. There wasn't no doors. You heard me? So for Nicki to come through and do what she doing and continuously to do that, because I don't think, well, no disrespect involved, I don't think no female ever in the modern time or before time is more talented than Nicki.
Agree with Birdman? Most talented female?
I absolutely agree with Birdman having that opinion. If somebody made me $100 million, they're the best ever too. I don't care who it is.
Church.
You made me $100 million, you're the fucking, there's not even no, you're 1 through 10.
Right.
There's nobody else.
Right.
So Birdman is, do we expect objective answer to be like, Nicki good, and she did make me a lot of money, but Lauryn Hill, no, what the fuck?
Right.
No, you said the right thing, Birdman. Birdman reps for the people who make him money. He been said that his son was the best ever. That's when he even got his son to start bucking at Jay. We all remember that. That's when they started having also that money conversation, because Birdman, Jay had some line about how much money he has, or like y'all niggas can't compete, and then Wayne responded. Right. But it was really Wayne and Birdman going back and forth, really. So again, it's just Birdman repping for the people who's making him a lot of money. He would say right now that probably Drake is a top 5 rapper ever. And I mean, for some people, that's not a crazy thing to say, but these people making money. If you ask him his top 5 rappers ever, it probably goes Wayne, Drake, Nicki, himself, and like Juvenile. That's it.
Right.
It's amazing, top 5.
Yo, once you're in the game like that, and you have a fucking diamond encrusted star in your head, you have a fucking gold toilet, 10 Bugattis, you won't give a fuck about who's making you money. Who cares about an objective list? Yeah. So, Birdman, salute to you, man. I'm actually surprised he went on a little press run for his documentary. That's what he was actually out really trying to promote. And he's talking, even though he's saying a lot of bullshit in the sense of when people ask him about like what's up with you and Wayne, and he says, nah, Wayne can do whatever he want. But at least he's talking. At least he's talking. So
I fuck with Birdman heavy. I go back with him a lot of years.
Birdman runs a plantation, man. Feels like he runs a plantation.
I respect the pimp. I respect the
I don't know
pimp.
if that's a pimp. That sounds like a slave owner. You know what I mean? Like, yo, I got y'all, put the work in, and then I'll throw y'all the scraps while we eat good in the crib.
Somebody has to give direction, and somebody else has to push the fucking mop. Now let's get back to what he said here for a second with regards to Nicki being the best. I wouldn't doubt what he said. I mean, going by the numbers, you would probably know the numbers better than I would. Nicki has gotten some crazy awards. What was that BET award? She got like 6 or 7 years in a row.
Oh yeah, best
Best
female ever.
female.
Yeah, so if we're looking at the numbers, he might be right. I mean, yes, we love different things about other female rappers, Cardi, Remy, Lil' Kim. I can never forget Lil' Kim, Eve.
Queen Latifah,
MC Light, you know, respect to all of them. But what he's saying might not be too far-fetched with regards to the numbers in terms of sales. I know Cardi B is doing some things now that are reaching certain heights that Nicki Minaj didn't reach. I don't know those things. Maybe you could help me out. But he might not be too far off in terms of her being the best. Is it the quote, the best ever?
Yes, best female ever in hip hop.
He might be right. I don't know.
Yeah, he didn't really specify. And again, as I said, she's made him a lot of money. But if we broke down what being the best is in terms of commercial impact, Nicki's the top of that, right? If we talk about skill, we could probably have a different conversation. And I still think she's in the mix for that too. So Nicki definitely
Clothing, makeup, accessories.
Yeah, of course, just branding.
Mixed fusions,
What's
drinks. That drink, the mixed fusion thing she has.
You ever tasted it?
Sorry,
It
no.
tastes good?
I've tasted it once.
Oh, no.
I'm saying she promotes it a lot. I've seen it around. Never mind.
So he might not be too far off. You were saying?
No, so what I'm saying, if we're going down to different categories of what the best overall might mean, commercial success, talent, branding, impact, Nicki's gonna be in all those lists, if not number one in some or maybe all of them. So again, saying that Nicki is the best ever, especially when she made you $100 million. Come on, man.
I would like to call him a liar, though, and I don't like to call people liars. He said in that interview that he heard some new tracks by Nicki Minaj. I think he's lying. I don't think he heard shit. I don't think Nicki's doing shit.
Why? Yeah,
I'm not going to go back into the vulgar theory I had about Nicki being somewhere,
please
yada,
don't,
yada, yada. But I do have another theory.
Okay, let's hear it.
I think that Nicki Minaj could quite possibly be severely depressed right now.
Why would you say that?
That's not too far-fetched. If we look at icons, and she's an icon, and we look at icons throughout entertainment history. I mean, I can go back to Greta Garbo, but I'm not going to go that far back. Elvis Presley, who died a miserable life. He's just an overweight slob. Pardon me, I was an Elvis supporter for years. Michael Jackson. Michael got so fucked up in the head, he was bleaching his skin and having sleepovers with kids. There's a history of mental depression that kicks in. None of us can imagine how she's been living over the last 5 years, and she's a workhorse, yes, but at some point you get tired of getting up on this stage and saying, hey, look at me, I got another fucking hit. Hey, remember me, I'm back. At some point, that shit just has to crash, and she crashed. She's not communicating with anybody. He didn't say nothing in this interview about, yeah, I spoke to Nicki last week, oh yeah, me and Nicki were texting. None of that shit. I think she's severely depressed.
Again, I wouldn't necessarily subscribe to that, but I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility.
Okay.
I think that's a very fair theory, given the fact that
It's just a theory.
Nicki came off a breakup that did seem to affect her with Meek, right? It didn't seem like she even got the time or she even expressed, even through music, because sometimes musicians, they express their feelings through music.
Right.
Like, hey, listen, I was with this guy for 2 years and we're broken up now and this is how it turned out, this is how I feel. Right. So I think because of that, it felt like she jumped to the Nas thing real quick, right? So because of that, and also some of the music stuff, right? Like she's putting out some music that isn't connected the same, and I think that's where it could start affecting you mentally, where before it feel like people were more receptive to you. They wanted to show you love. Now it seems like when Nicki puts something out, like people want to hate. Like she's going up against a mountain that's almost kind of rejecting her to say, hey, you had your turn, it's over.
A sea of trolls, so-called fans. And you're a younger man, and I don't say this to you with any disrespect. You know, at some point when you get older, you reach a point of like, wow, why am I still friends with this fucking idiot? Or why am I still texting with this fucking old bum bitch from back in the days? Why am I still even entertaining this fucking loser who I brought a fucking car for, 15 years ago? At some point, that shit wears on you. And I'm just, again, it's a theory. I'm thinking that's what she could quite possibly be going through. I don't want to be disrespectful about her brother, but if you look at how now the people are literally attacking her on social media about Cardi B, how the fuck can you attack me? I gave you a decade of fucking hits. A fucking
But
decade.
this is what we
Now you hate me? Now you're tagging me on social media with all this bullshit? Fuck out of here. I'm taking a break. It's just a theory.
No. And I think it's a great theory. Like, I don't know that she's depressed, but she definitely could be going through a difficult time. We even hear Drake on his hits rapping about how much the industry damages you. It's a shitty business. And you get so big that people stop looking at you as a person. You're just a figure that they attack. But she is a person. So if she is going through a hard time, hopefully,
Severe depression. I've never been depressed myself. I'm too arrogant and conceited to be depressed, but
well, apparently it's about 70 days since she's tweeted something, and again, maybe it's just mentally just taking a break from all this stuff, because she was someone who you could easily tell what she thought about anything. She liked. She would like her fans' tweets when their tweets coincided with her thoughts, and clearly she's just back the fuck up.
Yeah, you
again,
need a
her
break
brother. We don't know. She's never spoken on that. She probably never will.
Yeah, I don't even want to go into that, but I just think that she might just be at that point where, like, holy shit, as much as I've done for you people, you claim you're my fan, and now you're fucking shitting on me on every goddamn turn. Fuck out of here.
Well, if that's
and
the
also
case,
it seems like people want to give Cardi that additional push to topple her. You get me? So,
but you also have to remember that people are super fickle. So in another 3 months, they could hate Cardi and love Nicki, and I'm just.
But that's why it would damage you, right? If I give you, as Star said, 10 years.
Yeah, but that's the industry. That's the business. Unfortunately, that's why sometimes you have to take a step back and just collect yourself. But
I would love
hopefully
to see
she's
you,
okay.
I would love to see you depressed in about 10 years. I want to see how you.
I can't see Ak being depressed. Honestly, he's one of those dudes. I just can't see it.
Man. Oh man, hell no! Listen.
I can't wait to see that.
In 10 years, you're gonna see me gripping a Hennessy bottle on Twitch, turning the fuck up. Listen, listen. I'll go out in a blaze more than depressed. You feel me?
I believe that.
In 10 years, you'll still be on Twitch?
Of course, I might own that platform. I might own a piece of it. What you
mean?
Think big, brother.
So we have one more topic today, and this is a serious one. So NBA YoungBoy, there's footage of him. He's assaulting his girlfriend in the footage, and I think this happened in Georgia, and he was arrested shortly afterwards in Florida. He's facing some serious charges, including a felony kidnapping charge. We're not going to show the video. It is still online. How do you guys think this is going to affect his career? He's not the first rapper we've seen on tape assaulting a girl.
Let's say allegedly
allegedly
assaulting her, because she has made a video since denouncing what we think is an assault, and what we've seen for the most part is a horrific display on all levels. But we have not heard the audio, or at least I have not heard any audio. She's denouncing it. She's saying we were just playing. This is how we play.
So in watching the footage, does it seem playful to you, or did it go too far?
I'm a man of a certain age. I've got no biological children, but I can still sympathize with what I've seen. And I see a young girl that appears to be detained. That's a kidnapping charge. When you stop someone from going to a certain destination, that's kidnapping. Now, I don't know the state of Georgia, but in some states, a kidnapping charge is a 15-year crime.
It's definitely a felony here, so.
So I feel for her, but again, she's denouncing it. She's saying, no, this is how we play, yada, yada, yada. So it's a sensitive matter. It's nothing to be joked around with at all, but I have to say that, true love is the point of selflessness. That's when you care about someone else more than you care about yourself, And if she was assaulted, then she's in a place where she's being victimized, and I say that very carefully.
Listen, I've seen a lot of reaction to this whole thing online. My reaction, honestly, is that we got to get NBA YoungBoy some help, and I think we excuse behavior from people we like when they make music that we like. Right, so I see a lot of people who they're going with the girlfriend side, like, hey, nothing happened. Oh, that's how they play. That didn't look like they were playing around to me, okay? And if that's how they play, you better not be playing in front of no surveillance camera in public like that. Or honestly, And just really getting into the meat of it, like people have speculated that this was going on months ago.
Right.
People have seen his girlfriend with black eyes.
Wasn't she sleeping in a hotel lobby at one point?
Sleeping in a lobby.
Right.
And I think it does get on the side and the mentality of her. She came up with him before he got famous. Now he's famous and super rich.
Right.
And it kind of feels like she's kind of just like hanging in there, and she's taking whatever abuse he dishes out because she doesn't want somebody else in her place. Okay, so, and also she might internalize certain things as love while ignoring abuse.
Yeah.
They just recently got matching face tattoos.
Yeah.
For some people, that's the ultimate sign.
Yeah.
Right? They got matching face tattoos with each other's names. However, if he's rough, like he's like man. Okay, if he's manhandling you, or if he's talking to you a certain way, he's putting you out to sleep certain places. Is that really love? Again, I want NBA YoungBoy to get some help. Okay. Again, I'm gonna go with what you said as well. Alleged until everything is proven. For everybody, including the peers of him, I seen Adrian Broner just jump out of the window and said, "Yo, they're clearly playing." That nigga's a professional boxer. Maybe that's how he play, and we might have to look at. And by the way, he has domestic violence charges too.
Right.
So maybe that's just a different type of play that some men have with women. I've never played with nobody like that. Okay, that's how like what I saw there is like how you play with an enemy. So again, I want him to get help, and also I want her to get help because her actions and behavior shows that mentally she's either been beaten down or she's been in a situation where she's normalized everything.
Right.
Like she's on social media saying, and even the way she looks like she's in Get Out. Like, you know what I mean? Like she's like, no, nothing happened. That's how we play.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong, guys.
Yeah,
Chill.
she made a long video saying this is how we play, yada yada. And again, you know, true love, the point of selflessness, she probably is in love. I'm not going to say she doesn't love him, but it's a
not,
sad type of love.
Exactly. It's not
Sad type
selflessness.
of
It's
love.
like codependent. It's abusive. Like it gets into a dark territory.
There's many different categories here. I'm not a fucking doctor, but maybe it stems from some type of daddy issues. I don't know, but he's being held with no bond, correct? And he's in the process of being extradited.
Yeah,
so the state of Georgia is taking this very serious. I don't know if they can even pick up the charges. You know, even if she denounces it, certain states can pick up the charges and say, no, we are going to prosecute you based upon what we think to be a crime here.
Right.
So yeah, he's in for some smoke by way of a legal, investigation.
So legal troubles pending. How do you guys think this is going to affect his fan base?
Well, also I want to add, in me also saying that I want him to get help, and this is from a fan, a concerned fan. Like the initial people who I would think is like, where's this girl's parents? Where's his parents, right? I seen recently like his mom was on Instagram snapping at people who were asking him like, hey, that's how you raise your son, and the way she responded to that kind of told me all I need to know.
What did she say? I missed that one. What did she say?
You can go look it up, but she
no,
was
tell
like,
me, come on.
Well, whatever the fan was, she was like, shut your pussy ass up. I teach my son how to handle stuff. It was like, it reminded me of him.
Yeah, we get paid, mind your motherfucking business.
Yes, so, I mean, other than that, we do have to keep in mind that he got super lucky. His career and life was almost taken from him, and with freedom, when he got locked up for a drive-by shooting, and he got a 10-year jail sentence, prison sentence actually, but it was delayed if he could, and so pretty much he would not go to jail if for 3 years he could stay clean. This is year 2. And this is happening, so it's going to trigger that probation violation. And because of that, it might put him in jail for 10 years, even if this doesn't even convict him. So all these charges, even if she, and again, they might pick it up without her, even if she says, I'm not cooperating and say, all right, we don't have no case, let's drop it, the probation people, and I believe that's in Texas, which is another state, they might be like, man, come on, man, you're getting locked up.
To answer your question, I don't think it will affect his fan base. The hip-hop urban audience is very, very forgiving.
Yep.
And we're always going to reference Chris Brown. That's just what it is, Chris. Sorry.
There's a more recent case like this which was caught on video, and it hasn't affected that artist's career, so I think you're right.
Right, yeah. So again, I don't know if they were playing, but just looking at it, it looks like she was being detained, and it's a serious matter.
And to your point, and going back to a conversation that me and Star had once before, right? when things like this happen, it doesn't hurt your fan base, or I'm gonna just say stan base.
Right.
It actually energizes them because now they feel
they go on the attack.
They have to defend you to keep you here. They love your music. Lack objectivity. That's what I was telling you the difference between a fan and a stan. A stan lacks objectivity. They could see their favorite artist kill somebody.
Right.
Yep.
They don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
He's free him.
That's still my nigga.
That's my nigga.
They'll
What you
attack you
mean?
for reporting the story or the victim. They'll attack the victim's family.
What did the victim do? That's my nigga. The victim did something.
Yeah, we got to figure out. So again, this is where you see for that artist, their stands kind of jump out to say, yo, fuck what y'all talking about. She must have did something to provoke him, right? And they start making excuses. And again, it might kill his career in the sense of which brand is going to want to stand next to NBA YoungBoy after this video? Which brand is going to want to stand next to a famous Dex? Which brand has stood next to Chris Brown? A lot of people have said, whoa. He definitely probably blew his chance at the XXL list. They're in the process of picking it. Famous Dex missed it last year because of the same video.
Right.
I'm not a stan. I'm not a fan. But Kevin Gates, who went to jail for kicking a young female in the chest, I like his music.
A little bit different.
Yeah, but still a violation. And he was convicted, so that's not alleged. But I am looking forward to his new music, so I don't necessarily want to be in that category of, just dismissing what someone did. I'm looking forward to his new music, but that was violation. It is a sore spot, that he's going to have to live with.
Unfortunately in hip hop, and I think this is a conversation we don't have, is like most of the people who make great music, some of them are accused of doing some fucked up shit. And I think as fans, I know for me as a fan, it's a personal decision I make where, again, I want the best for you as a concerned fan. Like I want NBA YoungBoy to get help in whatever way that is, rehab, if he got to sit down for a little while to get his mind right, come back out a new person, that's not the wave he's on anymore. Whatever it is, right? But shit, nigga, you make some hot songs, I'm listening to the songs. Again, I like the music. I always focus on the music, but when I see these other issues, I always think about the well-being of the artist, people around them, their safety, their freedom, because again, if somebody get hurt or somebody go to jail, ain't no music coming anyway. But most of my favorite artists, they're like charged with some shit, to keep it real. You know what I mean? And am I gonna make those charges tell me not to listen to their music? Again, Kevin Gates, he was just locked up for doing some stuff, right? Convicted, right? So is that gonna make you say, this song, I ain't gonna listen to this song? Again, this is why we in hip hop. Hip hop is always for the people that have been oppressed, the people who have been disregarded, and even if some of them are criminals.
Any statement from NBA YoungBoy? I didn't see one.
Nah, he's not a statement type of guy. Not a statement type of guy.
Well,
Columbia Records, though, and by the way,
is he on Columbia?
Yeah, and by the way,
Whoa.
I love because I see some of y'all little journalistic niggas online who always get mad at people who cover, people who like say an X or whatever. Why y'all never get at the record labels, the people who actually get money from them? Like all of these guys. So when you're mad at publications for covering an artist or a journalist like myself, or hey, why are you talking about him? He allegedly did this. Why don't y'all go pick it outside of Columbia Records, Atlantic Records? Atlantic is paying for lawyers of Kodak. They last time when they got him out, like actually 2 times ago.
Right now they're paying for his legal team?
Well, they have before. Yes.
Okay, I didn't know that.
So why don't y'all go get the labels?
Well, I think the labels are faceless monsters for the most part. So if you're trying to picket, or as you just said, go stand in front of you, it's almost like shooting fish in a barrel.
Right. It's a good point, though. All right. Thank you guys for taking this topic seriously. I appreciate it. I never know with you two.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, all right.
Jamie Foxx, yes, no?
Do we want to end with some laughs? It's a hard transition, but yeah, here's Jamie Foxx being silly.
Now, I just pulled over to the gas station to get his food. This is what they here for.
Hello? Everything is Gucci. Everything is Gucci. Everything is Gucci. Hello? Everything is Gucci. Slap.
Is this an old school Gucci Gang video?
Little Bruno Mars action in there.
You're saying?
I love Jamie Foxx. I think he's the most talented person in entertainment.
One of the most.
Who's coming up?
One of the most,
Like
okay.
a Donald Glover is getting to his level.
Jamie's a legend. Donald Glover got to put some work.
Oh no, I'm saying he's
compare.
building
Funny
up
as
to
shit,
that.
Jamie
the triple
Foxx.
threat.
But I wish I had never interviewed him. He's one of my top 5 worst interviews. Just very defensive, weird, snippy, moody.
Did you start aggressive? Usually you're supposed to let them warm up.
Are
You don't
you
seem like
attacking me again today?
you don't seem like a warming up kind of guy. I'm just asking you a
Being
question.
fair, and
Hang
what
on a
I've
second,
heard,
hang on.
I've heard that is Jamie Foxx, like what you should
Thank you,
describe.
thank you.
I've heard that.
I was giving him credit off the top, talking about his great body of work. I wasn't making reference to In Living Color and Wand and all that shit. And he was fucking weird. I never even put the footage out. It's just wow, dude, you're acting in real fucking bitch mode here. But this is funny as shit. I appreciate his films. And he's on some real weirdo shit about Katie Holmes. I'm not gonna get into that, but you know.
Yeah, someone asked him about that the other day, and he walked off.
Yeah, he's sensitive, but he's.
No, I mean, I understand not wanting to talk about your personal life, but yeah, if you were focusing strictly on career and he was being defensive.
He was a fucking weirdo. I would never sit down with him again. I'm sure he doesn't give a fuck, but just sometimes you interview people and you say, you know, that was a waste of my time, and that's how I felt with interviewing.
It happens with superstars, though. You could understand why they're defensive, right?
To some degree.
Especially if they're having a conversation with someone like you. I would be nervous
Oh,
too.
Jesus.
He might have been off one, though. Maybe he was off one. You never know what he was on that day. You know what I mean? Probably just wasn't in that mood.
I don't know nothing about
thank
Jamie
you.
Foxx being on something.
Yeah, all right. All right, that's our show, guys. Thank you. We'll be back tomorrow, 11 a.m. on Complex News.